My name is Randy, and I'm a Marine. I was in the service from March 83 until August 86.
My name is Ricky. I served in the Air Force. I served from 1987 to 1991 in the Gulf War.
My name is Erin, and I served in the Air Force from 1980 to 1984.
My name is Jack. I served in the Army from 1971 to 1974 over in the European theater in southern Germany.
My name is Angela, and I served in the United States Army from 1986 to 1990.
My name is Gerald. I was a sonar technician in the Navy from 1976 through 1978.
My name is Ryan. I served in the Navy from 1989 to 1994. I served in the Gulf War. 20 years later, I was living in a tent.
I wasn't able to make those ends meet, and at the time I had a daughter, and I asked her father, to care for her, and I ended up staying in my car.
I was in a trailer. There was no heat, no running water.
The simple act of getting water to drink is very hard when you're homeless.
I was sleeping in the bushes, like off the highway.
I ended up dumpster diving, and I really never thought I would be down on my luck like that.
There's a lot of stigma around homelessness. From what I found with working with this population, it's really it's people who maybe have one or two problems that just put them over the edge, and then ended up losing their housing.
The whole housing thing started in 1993. I had a shattering, nervous breakdown.
So I couldn't get no jobs because of my medical condition, which I got out of the Air Force.
A Social Security disability, you don't make enough money.
Ended up having triple bypass, and they also found out I had frostbite on my feet. 2 days out of surgery, and the landlord called and said that they weren't going to be renting to us after the end of March.
I'd been bipolar, and after the Navy, it became very hard to hold a job. I didn't know why, and anybody else talking to me really didn't know why.
I was working in a very good job, well-paying job, doing quality control inspection. The arthritis started, I'm going to guess, early 90s, and it just kept getting worse. And the mobility isn't there, so there went the job.
We help find homeless veterans and veterans with families, and once we've assessed them, we work with them to go through the process to get a Section 8 voucher through our local housing authority.
We were just living in this is pretty much hell. Just not a good situation. And Jeff from the Homeless Outreach Program came in and asked if there were any veterans. I raised my hand, and that changed my whole life. He started looking for us for a place to live and to get the financing for it and stuff. And this just did a whole bunch of stuff that I couldn't have done.
And so we're just there to kind of be the best support that we can be for these veterans.
You're constantly thinking about, what can I do? What do I need to do? And what will get me out of here?
I never begged for money ever. I was like, I'm too proud for that, so I did everything on myself. I kept the job all through pads. I was still working. It was a struggle, but I did it.
But you have to work at it. It's not just going to fall in your lap. You have to want it. You have to go for it.
We help them find apartments. We make sure that the apartment is going to be safe and appropriate for them. We also then do long-term case management.
I really think that most of us are just one or two problems away from losing our housing. If you lose your job and you have health problems, or you have health problems and you lose all of your family support, you can lose your housing so quickly.
I had no clue. I wasn't homeless, didn't know anything about it. After I had my job and finally became homeless, well, it changed my opinion.
Being homeless means that you lose a lot of your supports and the people that you love.
But I stayed on the viaduct too. That was Christmas. People riding by playing that happy music.
I also have the anxiety, the trust issues, the military sexual trauma. It's called MST. So this was a time where a lot of that came to the forefront for me.
It was tough when that first happened, because I was just like, didn't know what to do or where to go and all that stuff.
I would park in the parking lot of the police station. And I still felt unsafe, but if something were to happen, they were right there.
There's a lot of hopelessness involved with becoming homeless.
It was just a devastating time for me and a painful time for me.
You just feel like you're in a gutter.
I was doing things that I wouldn't imagine I would ever do.
Well, the worst part about it is you're living and you start thinking would-haves and could-haves and should-haves and what I could have done not to be here.
Well, I felt bad, terrible, almost like suicidal. There was a time when I felt like I wanted to kill myself.
Not really having a stable place to live, things that come normally, like for a person that get up every day, it's like something that I had to worry about all the time.
You don't know what's going on, and it's very hard to find people to talk to.
Our community partners are really, really important. We rely a lot to kind of branch out to other organizations who can provide some of the more concrete needs for veterans who are homeless.
I think the Elks is a wonderful organization, and they do so much for the veterans. I am truly grateful for the things, the events, the food, the Christmas gifts.
Some of the main things we could use is certainly furniture, other items for the home, bus passes, maybe Walmart gift cards or Target gift cards to help people meet some of their basic needs.
It gives you some hope, it just kind of heightens your spirits a little bit.
That's why I do volunteer work now, because it's kind of like payback.
Working with homeless veterans is incredibly rewarding. It's a wonderful population to work with.
I think that it's very important for us to support people who are willing to support our country.
These are people who do a lot of work for themselves to try to get back into independent living again.
It's one of the things that makes America great.
And it's a worthwhile population. These people have served, and it's important for us to be able to give back.
Well, I'm in the HUD-VASH program now. I've got subsidized housing.
Unlocking the door, going in, and you look at everything, this is you. Compared to like waking up in that dumpster in the dark with the roaches, raccoons, the squirrels. And I felt so good. Man, I got my place. I was like, and it just brought me out.
We've got a one-bedroom apartment, and there's a little playground, so the granddaughter can come over and she can play on the playground and that. We can actually babysit her now, where we couldn't do that before.
That means that I can come home and I don't have to worry.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love it. It's just like, oh, this is my home,
Taking a shower is a wonderful thing every now and then, at least more than every 3 weeks. And it helps your relations with other people.
These are mine. Me. Yes, sir.
It just feels quiet.
I can actually go to bed at night and, or pray or whatever, and actually feel and not just say, I'm okay. Actually to know that I'm okay. And that's a really big deal for me.